Aquarius, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for mid-December 2023. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business as always and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we could dip our toes into energy and see what's happening for the lovely Aquarians. Hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Let's get it going, my guides. It's the most wonderful time of year, and we're talking about Aquarius. What's happening? And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card, then we'll get into the full reading itself. And at the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot, just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean in on, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Aquarius. And yes, my friends, you already know I'll be breaking out the Kyle Claus hat, busting out the beard ornaments and all that good stuff very soon. I can't wait to do it. And try to put a Christmas tree over here as well if I could fit it. But let's go. All right. So talk about fun. Here it is. A card that says, hey, you might need to enjoy something or have some fun, Aquarius. This is a beautiful, beautiful energy. But the inverse of this card tells me that for a lot of you, you may be taking things a little too seriously, or in recent times, there could have been a lot of serious things happening. But we'll go through it. There's a lot of nuance to this card. Before we do, though, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the December subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. Also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, into the reading. Let's talk about this beautiful card over here. So aesthetically, it looks pretty nice and fun, right? You see that snow globe, there's various toys, we got that pony or that unicorn or whatever it is. So to me, this is a big card of fun. So that tells me for some of you, like I already mentioned, maybe things have been a little stern, a little serious. Maybe you have some cabin fever. Maybe you've been in the house a little too much. You might need to break free and have some fun of some kind. Now, I do always say everyone's idea of fun is totally different. Some people like to go out and party. Some people like to chill inside and have a quiet night inside, watching movies and eating good food. It all really depends. Some people want to go out in nature. It could be any of that. It could be all of that. It could be none of that. So I do urge a lot of the Aquarians in this time, make some time for yourself to have fun, right? Things don't always have to be serious. Now, this card could swing the other way as well. It does show up sometimes when someone's partying it up a little too much or having a little too much fun. So if that's the case for you, no judgment. Spirit might just be saying like, hey, it's all about balance, right? Having that beautiful balance of work play. Okay, so that's a big thing with this card. So let's just put that down right there. We're going to get into tarot now. And I always say with that first card, it doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. Okay. And I also find it interesting that there's like all the toys and we're very close to Christmas and Hanukkah and stuff. But yeah, let's get it going here. I'll get you 3 cards in the upright, then we'll get into that intuitive stuff. Let's go. What do we got for the Aquarians? And while we get the deck ready, let's talk about last week. It was interesting. It was titled An Unexpected Action. Okay, and that could still bleed over into the coming days and weeks. Always keep that in mind. But the big gist of that was somebody acting in a way or making a move that you completely did not see coming. Okay, so for a lot of Aquarians, and I know it's hard to get one over on Aquarius, right? They're very intellectual, very intelligent, but there was this vibe of like somebody acting in a way where it's like, okay, I didn't see that coming, or I didn't know they had that in them. So depending on what you're going through, that could be good or bad. But let's see what we have for you this week. As you know, energy is very fluid. It's never set in stone, so only take this how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibe or someone you're linked to. Let's get it going. What do we got for Aquarius here? It's okay, nice and quick. 4 of Pentacles, huh? So just like I was saying, you might need to have some fun. This 4 of Pentacles is the opposite of that. This is Ebenezer Scrooge type of energy here in the front end. Let's keep it moving. Okay, maybe there's someone around you that's a bit of a Scrooge. Okay, we have the 7 of Wands, a little combative. All right. Yeah, we're gonna want to take a look at these further, Aquarius. I'm already feeling that vibe. Let's get one more. The mixture of earth and fire, it's at odds. 9 of Wands, restrictive. There's such a restrictive feeling here this week, Aquarius. Now, yes, we still have to clarify, and there's a lot for us to go through, but the way this is looking and feeling, and this card is making more and more sense to me as we move along. So let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes, and we'll get into that juicy, intuitive stuff. So at first look, first glance, I have to mention on the extreme ends with the 9 of Wands, the 4 of Pentacles, these are like clamped down, immovable types of energies of blockages. It feels like almost oppressive. Even with the 7 of Wands in the middle, the possible conflict of trying to like break free of something. The one thing I will say is these back end cards are fire, and those can be very spontaneous and changeable. They're not as like standoffish as this Four of Pentacles. So we really need to see how this all plays out, because they're all similar in their own way. So hopefully you're not feeling too restricted or clamped down. So let's go through one by one. Position number one, we have the Four of Pentacles. This card can be good, but I did mention this is like Ebenezer Scrooge type of energy, where it could be someone that's a little thrifty, right? So this card could be somebody saving up money, watching how much they spend, like keeping an eye on the dollars and cents. It could be good, right? This could be good for making a budget, keeping a budget, sticking to a budget. But if we're talking about emotional things, if we're talking about interpersonal relationships, this Four of Pentacles like isn't moving. So this could be a very stubborn individual. This could be somebody that's a little possessive or not letting something go. I often say this could be someone that's a little angry or grudgy when I see it. But a good thing about it, because remember, all cards have good and challenge. The Four of Pentacles could be just somebody that's very dependable. Like what you see is what you get. You know what you're going to get from this person. You know what you're going to get from that energy. It's not going to surprise you. But remember last week's reading, an unexpected action, we still have to clarify. So hopefully somebody isn't going to be outside themselves. Moving to the center, this is where it does start to shift a little bit. So it's like closed down. Now we're getting some action here. Now we're getting a little movement. Seven of Wands. Now this could be a very, very good card. In its challenge, it could be confrontational. In its challenge, it could represent battling, fighting the good fight. There could be conflict with this card for sure. But this is a determined card. Like me against the world, I'll take it on. Often this card shows up when somebody feels cornered, when they feel trapped, when they feel like their back's against the wall. So you see what I mean with all these energies. They're a little oppressive. So I really want to see what shows up when we clarify them. Hopefully they're more movable energies on the bottom. Now, Seven of Wands, if it's not conflict or anything I already mentioned, could be good. It could talk about improvements and things finally starting to move forward. But yeah, it could be test after test, right? Like, so we could be seeing some warnings here, Aquarius. I'm not going to go off the rails and say it fully just yet, but with how oppressive all these energies are, we might absolutely have some warnings here for us to take a look at. Now, moving to the back end, like I said, we're going from full stop to fighting to trying to get things to move back to a full stop. We have the Nine of Wands. Now, you see this person, they have a wall up. This could just be you being very protective, okay? Like, yes, it could be communication issues. It could be literal walls up or impediments. And there is like this like cumbersome, trapped type of energy. You might really be feeling that in this time. But this to me could be skeptical. This could be someone that's very skeptical, where they're mistrusting somebody. It's like, no, I've seen that before. I've seen your type before. That's like the energy we could pick up with this. Because the wounded warrior is somebody who has been through some things and they don't want to go through it again. This is all withdrawn type of energy, wall up type of energy, and it's not super trustful and it's not really moving just yet. So I'm not saying that's yours. Remember, this could all be someone else's energy. And if that's so, that's all very stubborn. But the clarifiers could tell us a different tale. So I want to dive deeper on it, Aquarius. Let's jump in and clarify. All right, let's get a good shuffle here for the Aquarians. My guides, talk to me. What do we got? Hopefully we get some energies that are willing to move about. But yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on that Four of Pentacles. And yes, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Aquarius, you can drop it right down in the comments. I don't mind at all. All right, Four of Pentacles time. What's happening? What is happening for the Aquarians, please? There's that Four of Pentacles in the mix. Thank you. Star card. Yeah, okay. There's someone that might not want to let go of you. That's for damn sure. When we have your card underneath this Four of Pentacles. Now, that could be good, bad, or indifferent, depending on what you're going through, right? Depending on what you're going through and who you're dealing with. For a portion of you, there could be something you were keeping deep inside as well. So I feel like that's a double-edged message here. Whether we're looking at someone else's energy or your energy, maybe it's a mix of both. Generally, to me, the Star card is a card of the future. It's a card of hope, and it is your power card here. Like wish fulfillment. So maybe three messages. First and foremost, We'll go through the three main messages I'm feeling already. One, this could be somebody that refuses to let go of you. Okay, whether it's emotionally, whether it's physically, it's like this person can't give up, they won't give up. For another portion of you, this could be you holding something deep down on the inside. Like you're not talking about it, you're not telling other people about it, you're working through it on your own. That could easily be it. And the third message I'm getting here is somebody waiting for the proper time to make a move, where it's like, okay, I'm laying in wait. I'm going to pounce, not just yet. I'm waiting on the right opportunity to make my move. So those are the three main messages I'm picking up, Aquarius. Could be one of those, could be all of them, could be none of them. You take it however it hits. We're going to keep moving. Because I feel like I don't really need to overcomplicate this. They came through very simply, one after another. So let's keep going. I mean, in some cases, yeah, this could be someone that's willing to hold out or wait for what makes them happy. It's like, I know what I want. I know what my wish fulfillment is. And I'm going to hold out until I get what I want. So let's see what that Seven of Wands has to say. Once again, very stubborn type of energy. And stubborn could be good sometimes, but at the same time, it could be bad. So it's always good to be at least a little flexible with things. But let's see why that Seven of Wands is here. Thank you. Okay, yeah, someone trying to make a big change here. Someone trying to, yeah, I see it. I see it and I feel the energy. So we have the Hanged Man in reverse underneath the Seven of Wands. It's like, okay, something has to give, something has to change here. Okay, it has to. That's just the energy it's giving me. Like maybe something was too restrictive, or it was too much, or it was too heavy. It's like, all right, as things are existing right now, it just can't exist that way. So something has to change. So whether this is somebody fighting for that change or saying like it's going to happen, hopefully it's that energy coming in, and we'll see when we get to the back end. But for a lot of you, especially with this fire here, there could be someone forcefully trying to push to make some sort of big change or massive change here. And I see it. I see and feel the effort, and it feels powerful to me. Now the Hanged Man in the upright, and it could represent Scorpio, it could represent Virgo as well. And when I see it in reverse, it's somebody finally taking action, finally making moves. In its upright version like this, it's generally someone taking a step back, not making action, not making moves, self-sacrifice and all that stuff. In reverse, it's like, okay, I'm moving here. I'm making something happen. Like something has to change. So whether this is your sense of urgency or somebody else's sense of urgency, it's there. Okay, like whatever was happening wasn't working. So let's keep moving forward. Once again, I don't want to get bogged down or bogged up here in the minutia of the energy. Of course, there could be other energies as well. But let's see what that Nine of Wands has to say. Maybe it will link into the change. Then we'll do a quick recap before we get into the shadow card. But to me, this feels like somebody fighting against the tide. Where it's like, okay, well, yeah, it might not be easy, but I'm going to make it happen. Like there is no other option. So let's go in on that Nine of Wands. Obviously, you only take it if it hits. In Aquarius this week, I've been getting a lot of very specific messages. So if it doesn't hit, check your other alignments, because we're getting all sorts of things this week for all the signs. But let's see why that Nine of Wands is here. Thank you. Okay. Yeah. Okay, we have the Two of Wands in the upright. Here's that strategy. Here's that planning. Okay, these are people in totally different mindsets and places right now. Whereas this one is like forcefully acting and forcefully making moves. This one is standing by. And it's interesting because this energy on the back end mirrors this one in the front. We have the Two of Wands in the upright underneath the Nine of Wands. There is somebody that is having a very difficult time making a decision or a choice. There could be somebody who's having analysis paralysis. And you ever know when you have like certain options or choices, or you know things need to happen and you think about it so much where it's like you paralyze yourself and you're like, oh, I can't. Like this is giving me analysis paralysis here on the back end. We are getting plans. Like there is somebody making plans to make things move and change. But if there is like somebody fighting against the tide. Now the Two of Wands could be choices, decisions, but this is my biggest card of strategy. So whereas this one is not letting go of something and it's not moving, this one is a little more proactive on the other end, where it's like, okay, well, I may have this wall up, but I'm doing something behind the scenes about to get this moving. So we do have this possible big change in the middle, or somebody trying to fight for it, but it's like, okay, I'm fighting for this. The other energies aren't helping. Okay, so for a lot of Aquarians in this time, you might feel like you're lacking a little assistance or lacking a little help as well. Doesn't even if you're not trying to make proactive change, it's like, okay, well, nobody's doing nothing. Like, why does it seem like I'm the only one doing something? Take it if it is. This is like the oddest type of energy we have here. Okay, like this to me isn't somebody planning to put a wall up. It is planning to get into this energy, but just isn't making moves just yet. Let's go through and do a quick recap here, Aquarius, because there's like a lot of different things, but a lot of similarities as well. And as I said, there's a lot of oppressive energy here. So please, you might need to cut loose, like what we were seeing here in the front. I just held it up in reverse. You might need to have fun, especially if you're going through all this stuff, because this could be a warning. Now, there is change in the works, but in position number 1, before we get into the shadow card, we have the 4 of Pentacles with the star in the upright. A few things I was feeling here. 1, either someone can't let go of you, won't let go of you, whether it's you energetically or physically. Another thing I was picking up here, there could be something you're feeling that you're suppressing, pushing down, and you're not speaking to other people about. That could absolutely be here as well. And another one, it's like somebody waiting to pounce, okay? So there is somebody like waiting to pounce, waiting on the right moment. They know what they want. Now, getting to the center, we have the 7 of Wands with the Hanged Man in reverse. Now this pouncing energy starts to work where somebody is pushing for a massive change, and they're putting a lot of effort into it to change a situation or change an outcome. It's like, all right, I got to do it. I got to make it work. I have to change this. It feels very powerful and even massive, like I said. But it's kind of like somebody fighting against the tide. It's like there's this energy working against this person and what they're trying to accomplish. On the back end, we have the 9 of Wands with the 2 of Wands in the upright. Yeah, there's strategy, there's planning happening, but it's like, okay, well, are you going to do anything? Like, yeah, it was giving me analysis paralysis, where somebody's like planning and strategizing so much where they never actually make a move or take action. And that's just how it feels. But there is still possibility to shift your situation here, Aquarius. I do feel that, even though like there's not a lot of assistance, there's not a lot of help on the outside, in the center, this energy will not stand idly by. So you can make big changes to whatever situation you're going through in this time. Please take a screenshot. Let's see what's in the shadows for you. And yeah, I know that was a very specific reading, Aquarius. Please, if that wasn't hitting for you, check your other alignments. It's all good, all right? I won't take it personally. Sometimes the readings come through very specifically. But let's see what's in the shadows for you. And yes, I always like to end off every reading with a shadow card, just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't, you might need to take a look at. It doesn't always have to be a challenge. Let's see what's in the shadows for Aquarius. Oh, and yes, if you've made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it down in the comments below. There's several different tiers to choose from. It's a beautiful way to support the channel, and I appreciate all my members, but no pressure. Let's get you a shadow card here and wrap this up. What do we got for Aquarius? Thank you. Okay, 3 of Wands, manifesting. Something could be very close to within reach here, which is a good thing. This is a big card of manifesting, especially in the shadows. I feel like there's a main message here, or an initial message, that you could be creating and pulling something towards you even if you don't realize it. Okay, there could be something you're creating and manifesting and you don't realize you're doing it, especially if this shows up in the shadows. But for another portion of you, when the 3 of Wands is in the shadows, there is something Spirit wants to let you know, like, hey, if there's something you've been wanting or something you've been working towards, even if it doesn't seem like it right now, even if it doesn't feel like it right now, it is just within reach. The time is almost here. And we did see in the main part of the spread, people waiting on the right moment, waiting to make a move. This card kind of mirrors that as well. So just know that something's coming in. That's for sure. But yeah, Aquarius, that's what I have for you this week, my friends. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details of the December subscriber surprise. If you got your name in for the November subscriber surprise, the winners will be announced after this week's Fire and Air readings. But for December, I'll be giving away 3 copies of the beautiful Tarot of the Owls. It's one of my favorite new decks out there, and it's really enjoyable to work with. So if you'd like to get your name in for that, it's 2 simple things. As always, my friends, first, you must be subscribed. And second, let me know down in the comments, what do you think tarot is best used for? Is it for looking at love situations, the past, the future, energy checks? Whatever it is, you drop your answer down in the comments below. And as always, the winners will be announced at random at the end of December. My friends, as always, much love to you, and I'll see you next time.